battle has just begun!
Well, it's finally happened. I finally have an Omega Ruby / Alpha Sapphire / ORAS Wi-Fi battle for you guys. It took me a while. I've been working a lot. It took me a while to complete the game. I just taught Malamar knockoff today, and I just had this battle with someone on the PSS a couple hours ago. So I am very excited. Oh, I haven't registered the first Seeker. I am very excited to show it to you. Despite how tired I sound, I am... where the fuck are you? You're at the bottom. Let's register that shit. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, versus Seeker. Thank you for using the versus recorder. Yeah, it's there. I was gonna flip out. It's like, connect to the internet to use the versus recorder, and I'm like, I already did? Alright, cool. So, this is a battle against a Mega Beedrill team. His team is really rock weak. It looks like he has a Defog and Empoleon. I already know from testing this team on Showdown that it has a huge Greninja weakness. Nothing can take Greninja one-on-one, with the exception of full health T-Tar and Sylveon, kinda. And that's it, pretty much. Or, if I want to eat up my sturdy, turn 1 with Steelix, but that's not exactly great. Those are 3 very poor options. So I'm actually expecting him to lead with the Greninja. So I am going to lead with Sylveon, just to scat for Gunk Shot. But his team is pretty straightforward. On Team Preview, I thought it looked pretty good, actually. Like, it is rather rock weak, but if you're just trying to hit as hard as you can, Mega Beedrill and Talonflame do a great job, and Greninja on the side for some extra sweeping. It just sounds like a really good recipe for goodness. And my team, you should know about it by now, from the Showdown videos. Sylveon is the glue of the team. It is the rarest of clerics, one that can actually hit hard thanks to Pixelate Hyper Voice, and Hyper Voice is a tutor move. Just taught that Hyper Voice today, this afternoon. Choice Band Tyranitar. Very, very useful. Gets up the sand so that Mega Steelix can hit harder, although his ability is kind of a gimmick in the end. It doesn't really matter. I just like having Reuniclus and Tyranitar working together again. I have been using a Sandstorm Trick Room team ever since the very early days of Black and White. So this team has some roots. Reuniclus and T-Tar have always pretty much been together. You know, Malamar and Gorgeist are obviously new additions. And Steelix Mega Steelix kind of feels like the missing piece I wanted for a Sand Room team. I'm going to call it Sand Room. And I don't know, it just seems to work despite the weaknesses I have. I have a very large bug weakness, and I don't know, I'm weak to a lot of stuff, but for some reason this team seems to gel together well. So, without further ado, let's get on with the battle. Bam. Yeah! Number 1, ORAS Wi-Fi battle, go! You'll notice that in the background there are triangles. That is the biggest addition to this generation. Wi-Fi triangles, I'm going to call them. So he's actually going to lead with Beedrill, which I expected him to lead with Greninja, but leading off with Beedrill's okay, because he's either going to go Poison Jab or Protect. If he's really gutsy, he'll go U-turn on a Sylveon. but I don't expect him to be that gutsy turn 1, and thankfully he is not. If he was, it would have been pretty fucking bad, because he would have just U-turned into Greninja, and then I would have a huge, massive headache on my hands. But Mega Steelix, he's got the Stealth Rock necklaces going on there, Pearl necklace complete. Just gonna get up some Stealth Rocks of my own, holy shit, and Mega Supersized Gourgeist is a pretty fine soft check to these defensive ground types like Garchomp and Landorus T. So he's going to get up Stealth Rocks of his own. We both trade rocks, and now I'm just going to go Trick Room in case he wants to switch out into something else, and then I could explode like Talonflame if he wants to just switch into Talonflame. But I guess he wouldn't do that. That would be really bad, because I got the Trick Room up and I would be able to kill him with a Shadow Sneak in Trick Room, because my priority would outspeed his. But he's just going to stay in as I go Will-O-Wisp here. I am carrying Will-O-Wisp as Socrates does recommend. And he's going to go Outrage, which isn't exactly great for him. I don't really... The only thing I can figure is that he went Outrage because he wanted to fodder Garchomp immediately. And I'm not sure if he's locked into Outrage after using it on a fairy once. I think after you hit a fairy with Outrage, you get to reselect your move. I think that's how the mechanic works. I'm not exactly too sure on that. But for whatever reason, he just lets Garchomp die. I think he might have actually forgot about the Trick Room, too, because I forgot about the Trick Room. I was kind of spacing out. I was watching Ninja Turtles with my friends, because, you know, awesome. The Trick Room is still here. He is going to predict the Steelix switch in and go Drill Run, but it doesn't do too much. I have 0 defense investment, literally 0 EVs in defense. So the way I take that Drill Run is rather impressive. U-turn does almost the same damage with the adaptability boost, which is noteworthy, because like people who start to use Mega Beedrill more are just going to be less afraid of U-turning on anything, even if it is Mega Steelix. So I'm going to go into Choice Band T-Tar against Latios. It is a rather obvious switch, super obvious switch, but I'm hoping he's dumb enough to fall for it. But he goes for the middle road play, as he did with Drill Run the turn prior. Goes for the Spec Surf, which does a load of damage. I'm actually not sure if I'm able to survive another one, but I do survive on 10 HP and take him out with a Choice Banded Pursuit. And that's going to be really nice, just getting that Latios out of the way. Along with Greninja, those two are very powerful and annoying, and, you know, it's definitely great to get one down. So Greninja's in here. I'm just gonna fodder off T-Tar. I'm completely fine with T-Tar just taking out Latios and going down. It also gives me an opportunity to scout his set. He is carrying Dark Pulse. Greninja is such an odd Pokemon right now because it got a bunch of new moves to use, and you can't really know what it's going to use until it uses it. So he's going to go for Hydro Pump, and he's actually going to miss, which is pretty unfortunate. And even though he did miss, he's going to turn into a water type, so that means after I get out the Trick Room, I can just bop him with a knockoff, and that is going to be extremely convenient, because nothing on his team really wants to take knockoff at all. So that is great. So I'm going to go knockoff, and Greninja just goes down. And already we're going to see Malamar, knockoff Malamar, being just amazing, as we've seen on Showdown, but now we get to see it on Wi-Fi. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. Despair Squid. Love it. So now Talonflame is in here. I decide, what do I decide to do? Oh, right, I go knockoff as he goes Roost. It would have been pretty clever to go Superpower on the Roost, but I just go knockoff. It's the, you know, it's great. Knockoff is wonderful. I just knock off whatever item. So he's holding a Charcoal, which is weird. You think he would go for Sharp Beak or like Sky Plate or something. But now he's going to go Brave Bird. He could have tried to stall out another turn of Trick Room by going Roost there, but I guess he didn't want to. And Superpower looks a little bit different in ORAS. It looks better. A lot of the attacks have gotten little facelifts and look a lot sharper and better, which is to be expected of the expected remake, which seems to happen every other generation. So I've got a +1/+1 attack and defense. Now Empoleon is in here. I was afraid of this Empoleon all match. It's actually why I went Earthquake earlier, as he switched into the Latios. I was more afraid of Empoleon than I was Latios, because if Empoleon gets to defog or gets to scald one of my physical attackers, that is going to be a massive headache. But right now, Empoleon is just a sitting duck, or bird of your choice, as I just completely blow him up with Superpower. The Trick Room does end now, but I've knocked him down to his last Pokemon, which is Beedrill, as he goes U-turn and finishes me off. A +2 defense isn't going to save me, because it's Mega Beedrill. But now I go into Pumpkin Hill, and I'm going to be able to finish him off with a Life Orb Max Attack Adamant Shadow Sneak, which is rather hilarious. I've been having a lot of battles with this team. Usually, like, yeah, my Gourgeist set is a suicide set by nature, but a lot of my better matches are when I save Gourgeist for the end, and then get some nice Shadow Sneaks in. But this is the first ever ORAS Wi-Fi battle on my channel, ORAS battle number 1. I enjoyed it. I was very thrilled to have this. If you enjoyed it too, comment, like, subscribe, and I will definitely try to have more. And with that, I will see you later, YouTube.